What's going on, Paisanos? V here, coming at you guys, well, with another market watch today. Guys, I gotta say, the common question of the day has been really nailing it to you guys, and you guys have been giving me some amazing responses to what I've been asking you. Well, here's another amazing common question of the day. Now, I'd love to know what you guys think. For this question, we're only going to be doing core sets, okay? Not subsets, because there's a lot of them. The common question of the day is very simple. For all the core sets, what is the worst core set in the game? Now, of course, you can talk about the recent ones and why, yes, and I could probably agree with you on a couple of them, but not a lot of them. Also, looking at the previous core sets, they're still relatively new, and we can still take a lot from them. Now, I think the worst core set in the entire game has to be Cyber Dark Impact. This is by far, I over the top cannot tell you how much I hated this set. I did buy a ton of packs from this set though, because it's a really fun set and it's really fun to open ultimate rares. And there are a lot of them in this set, and they have a lot of great cards. Cards like Vanny's Fiend, which was really awesome. At the time, it really did nothing, but once again, really awesome to pull ultimate rare. And the other ultimate rares, I mean, they look nice. You got Cyber Ogre number 2 ultimate rare, just going, okay. No one knew that these ultimate rares, by the way, would hold any value. In fact, a lot of players that pulled these threw them in a dollar binder, and for a while, a lot of these cards sat there before the whole big, great boom as far as collectible cards. As far as Cyber Dark Impact, though, I want to say it did have a lot of iconic cards that we used after the set has came out. I think with Konami and with the game of Yu-Gi-Oh, a lot of the cards that are good in a bad set are only really good way after that set's been released and been distributed for everybody. So, like I said, Vanny's Fiend is amazing. Vanny's Drill at one point was insanely high. I mean, look at the market price. It's roughly around $11 for the card before it got its reprint. You also got Black Horn Heaven, which did see some meta play. Once again, after the set came out. Next we have all the barrier statues, which debuted in this set. Once again, these barrier statues are now seeing meta play. There was like a barrier statue stun anti-meta deck that was used for a while, but nevertheless, when it came out, nobody cared about it because it was terrible. You had other cards. I think the meta card was like Cyber Shadow Gardener because it had like a 3k booty or something to that effect. Institution debuted in the set as well, and yet nobody cared. That's how bad the set was, and how much the set wasn't ready to really see play throughout the meta. The real push in this set was definitely the Dark Lucius, the Cyber Darks, as well as the Alert Queen, which Alert Queen had great artwork, just a terrible idea. Konami is really trying to promote the levels. We also see Chain Strikes and Accumulated Fortune cards that used in Burn. Overall, I'm just trying to show you guys, like, I think this set was terrible when it debuted, and if you guys played Yu-Gi-Oh long enough, you would definitely agree with me if you was around when this set came out, because this set was absolute booty. Then again, you really can't blame Cyber Dark Impact whatsoever. I mean, it came around the time of the GX era set releases. Set releases that had to do with cards predominantly used in the anime show during the GX era. Predominantly heroes. In fact, you had Power of the Duelist, Enemy of Justice, insanely good sets. Strike O'Neil's, Force of the Breaker, Tactical Evolution. These are absolutely blockbuster sets that showed a lot of great cards that are used in the hero decks of that meta. Then you had Cyber Dark Impact. It was just like, hey guys, heroes? No, I don't do heroes, but you know, cards. Here's cards. And at the time, Yu-Gi-Oh players weren't really interested in the set. I will say though, Cyber Dark Impact definitely had great artwork. I believe they used to have the old the posters, but they were like a hard plastic posters, the big ones. Some of your OTS toys might have them, and the artwork on the Cyber Dark Impact was absolutely insane. I mean, the artwork on a lot of these cards, like Dark Lucius, Alert Queen, Vanny's Fiends, the Vanny's Ruler, it was absolutely beautiful, but at the time, it was useless. I think this, once again, this is probably the worst set upon release. Obviously, we grabbed a lot of cards from it now, but yeah, I don't know. Comment down below, let me know what you guys think is the worst card. I just want to throw it out there for you guys. So Starlight Rares is starting to feel more like a club, and it's a club in which you join by either pulling or buying a Starlight Rare. The value of these cards are going up absolutely insanely high price points. I mean, Appaloosa Boulder God, a Starlight Rare, is at one point $600, and now it's currently, I mean, Lightning Plays over here for $1,200. But if you want to name it first edition, you're looking to pay around $1,400. In fact, looking at all the Starlight Rares, it's insane to see these crazy high prices. I will say though, I think once again the extra Starlight Rares make more sense. The the Starlight Rares like Lightning Storm should not be. Starlight Rare should never be a main deck card, because Yu-Gi-Oh players that play these main deck cards like Lightning Storm and Effect Veiler would rather not want to play a Starlight Rare version. Once again, because you hand your deck on your opponent, they shuffle them. They're shuffling, if you have 3 Lightning Storms, at least $1,500, and then you have 37 other cards. So I think even though Lightning Storm is egregiously overpriced, being roughly around $120, $130, I think you players are more comfortable handing that over to their opponent to shuffle than $1,500 and then 37 cards. Looking at the rest of the prismatics, though, they're still relatively high in value. In fact, the lowest prismatic is more than likely going to be Storm Dragon's Return. At one point, this prismatic was about $60 to $70, and that was the price point upon release. That was the price point for a good amount of time. And then when we start seeing a boom in Starlight Rares, Storm Dragon's Return to current price points roughly around $145, realistically around $150 for this card. This card's terrible, by the way. This card's absolutely atrocious. Maybe he's playing in, I don't know, some decks, but realistically, this card should not be worth this crazy high amount of money. But the reason it is, because it's a Starlight Rare. And I think Konami needs to address this. I think Konami needs to come up forward to us, all as Yu-Gi-Oh players, and make an announcement about these Starlight Rares. I think it's very important. I don't think we needed to have that announcement during Ghost Rares, which is, we could easily argue, the other kind of card, the other type of rarity that's probably the closest to Starlight Rares. But for Starlight Rares, Konami needs to have a conversation with the player base. And here's what they need to say. Alright, listen. We know a lot of you guys are really excited about our Starlight Rares. In order to make it more accessible to you, we're going to increase the ratio in which we release Starlight Rares on a case basis. Once again, they've done this with Ghost Rares. They didn't announce anything, they just did it. But with Starlight Rares, the ratios are so defunct that it's really hard to determine whether you're going to pull one or not in a case of Yu-Gi-Oh! So I think that's something really important Konami needs to address, as well as saying, hey, listen, another fun fact about Starlight Rares, for those who do own Starlight Rares, we're not going to reprint those. And I think that's something that everyone owning a Starlight Rare, myself included, is kind of worried about. I mean, imagine seeing this Appaloosa Boda guys and spending $1,200, $1,400 on the card, and then Konami goes, hey everybody, here's a set, and you too can get your own version of Appaloosa Boda God of Starlight Rare. Screw everybody else that bought the card or held the card. They've done this with a lot of other reprinted cards, and to a degree, I agree with it. You know, to a lot of cards, I agree with that. Obviously, with the reprints, people that don't play Yu-Gi-Oh really see the reprints as a horrible thing. Well, less Magic the Gathering players, because now they're getting a ton of reprints, but they used to not see it that way. They just go, oh, reprints in your game's trash. Like, no, that actually makes the games more fun and exciting. But with cards like Starlight Rares, and even with Ghost Rares, the fact that you can only get them one time in a specific place, and after that you have to go into the singles market to buy it at egregiously high prices, it kind of gives a nice edge to these cards, like a nice alert to these cards. These are specific cards that you can only get in a specific time during this game. After that, you cannot get them. And these are normally really good cards. I mean, Appaloosa Boda Gods is a really good card. And when time goes away, and Appaloosa sees no meta play, it can become like what Stardust Dragon Ghost Rare is. A very expensive collectible card. Because nobody's really playing Stardust Dragon, but everyone wants a Stardust Dragon Ghost Rare. And I think with these Starlight Rares, Konami should do something like that. I think it'd be really cool if they made that announcement, because it's their way of saying, hey, listen, we got your back if you own these cards, and if you don't own these cards or you want these cards, we're gonna get your back in the future with more releases of these cards. So I think that's a nice way to really help the community out as far as the confusion with these cards, because we don't know if these cards are going to get reprinted, mind you. I just want to throw that out there. Like, I own Appaloosa and IP Masquerade, and I'm very aware of the fact that Konami can easily reprint these cards, Starlight Rares, and throw them around and go, hey, this set's trash, Advent Calendar, 2020 new Starlight Rares, now it's not trash. So I'm very concerned about that. I think it's something a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players that, once again, own these cards are concerned. And with those who do not own these cards, but want these cards, you gotta be thinking about that, right? Looking at Can't Temper Dragon Envoy of the End, Ultimate Rare at a Duelist Pack Kaiba with a $40 market price. The unlimited play of this card is actually at $40. But here's where it gets weird. The first edition version of this card is going to run you at least $65 and then $72. Here's the question. Do you own a Chaos Emperor Dragon Envoy of the End? This question was actually asked on the Yu-Gi-Oh! Market Watch Facebook page, and it makes a lot of sense. I think it's a good question to ask. I mean, Chaos Emperor Dragon Envoy of the End is both an iconic, a collector, and a semi-competitive card. Once again, it doesn't see real heavy competition play, but it's definitely there for at least casuals and tier 2 decks. And I think it's a good card. I think at one point in this game, we can make a good argument to put this card back into a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! players' decks. When we see, you know, anything that's Twilight. When I mean Twilight, by the way, I mean light and dark dot decks. It originally stems back from like Twilight Swans, when it was light and dark dot decks, when it was light swans and anything. That's why I love light swans. Light swans were like they did fusion with like everything. Light Swan Black Wings, Light Swan Heroes, Light Swan with Zombies, and it was awesome. My favorite version, by the way, even though I'm a big Blackwing fanboy, is DHZ, and that's another version of Twilight that really didn't use anything with anything with Light Swans. It's Destiny Hero Zombies. That's probably my favorite version of Fusion for like YuGiOh.decks. It was so fun. Anyway, look at Chaos Emperor Dragon Ultimate Rare. I think it's a good price point for this card. I think you spend a little money, you get the Ultimate Rare First Edition, and that's the one I personally like. I own the Secret First Edition, which I like a lot, but I think the Ultimate Rare First out of Duels Pack Kaiba is definitely going to be something iconic, and the value will not stay this low for that long. We also have Trade-In. Now, we got a bunch of versions of this card, as you guys can see over here. From Legendary Collection 4, Joey's World, which is relatively low in value, about $4. But realistically, the expensive one, which is a secret coming out of Legendary Collection Kaiba with a $12 market price, it's at $12. And to be honest with you, I don't know why Trade-In is so much money, but I do know this is a good card. And yeah, this is the highest version, so hopefully you have yours. I actually own a playset of these. I got it when Legendary Collection Kaiba first came out. The value was dirt cheap for this card. It's like, this card's insane. Anything that says draw in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! That's not too crazy or not too confusing. Pretty good cardboard. So I actually grabbed the playset of this. Hopefully you guys have yours as well. Then we have Fluffle Bear, Starlight Pack Arc V. This is the Shadow Foil Rare version of Fluffle Bear. Card's a $15 market price, but of course it's not that. There's a German one, it's about 20 bucks. After that, there's a name one for 25, and after that, there is 30 bucks for the next listing, and that's it, of Fluffle Bear. So this is only for if you play Fluffles. To be honest with you, I guarantee the Fluffle community is like 20 kids in the basement. There's not many, but then again, nobody said, oh yeah, Star Pack Arc V, I'm in there. Even though it has sporadic value. This set is really good at sporadic value. Nothing really set though. I mean, Fluffle Bear is the most expensive card out of Star Pack, and Star Packs really overall has sporadic value, meaning that even though they're out, it doesn't matter unless like 1 or 2 cards are the highest rarity version of themselves as a Shadow Foil, Star Foil, whatever have you, in these sets, and that happens to fall upon Fluffle Bear. We also have Gizmek Kaku, the Supreme Shining Sky Stag. With a $15 price point, this card's almost near $15. In fact, Neiman First Edition is at about the $15 price range. I don't like this card. I think this card's trash. And am I wrong? Maybe I'm not seeing it, or maybe there's a combo that doesn't use this card. Maybe there's a future deck that uses, but I think this is really trash. I do like Gizmek Orochi, the Serpentron Sky Slasher, with a $21 market price. The unlimited versions are roughly around $18. If you want a first edition, you're paying about $19. This is a pretty good card. It's not amazing, it's not crazy, it's just pretty good, and it does what it's meant to do, which is to help you extend at the cost of your deck, which, depending on the game state, could be good or could be a brick. So it's definitely not a terrible card. I'm not crazy about it, but I understand why Yu-Gi-Oh! Players would want to play this card, even though it's currently not seeing much play, except in the Grand Maju variant, which is really good still. Like that deck's a sleeper. If there's any deck that's a sleeper, I think throughout any format, is Grand Maju variants. You always have to keep an eye on those decks because they only do one thing and they do it really good, really fast. So if you can stop their first push of trying to like punch in their face with 20k life points, you basically win the game. And I think anyone playing Grand Maju can at least submit to that. They're like, yeah, I'll go as again a face attack monster or life points directly, ideally punch you in the face for 10,000, and then when you blink, you're already in game 2. But if you can stop that initial punch, and I think that's why control decks not being as prevalent makes Grand Maju more of a sleeper. If you can stop that initial punch, you win the game. Congratulations, extend handshake. We also have, oh, by the way, the new Gizmek variant card coming out looks really good. I'm actually really excited about that. I might talk about that later on in the future about what deck it can go in. We'll dive into that later on, but that card's really good. Alistair the Invoker of Madness, or Aliester, some people might say, with a $27 market price. The limited first edition version of the card is about $26. And to be honest with you, I really like this card a lot. I just think this card needs a reprint. The reason why this card is slowly going down in value isn't because Invoke's not seeing play. Invoke's definitely going to see play. And it's currently seeing some play. Ask Eldritch players. What we're seeing with this card is the fear, okay, of the balance. Because Invoked has been around quietly for a long time. And we know with the new Dragma, we know with the new, any variant that's coming out, the question always is asked, can Invoke hug it and make a new variant of Invoked whatever the name of the other deck is called. So that is something that is always a concern, and I think Konami's going to address it. I think we can all have that conversation come balance season, which we're almost in, to be discussing whether or not Invoke's going to be hitting the ban list. If you're holding this card, do you sell it? Because if Invoke's hit, this card's probably not going to see any play, right? So who knows? And once again, I'll probably do a ban list discussion video in the future, and we'll talk about Alias and Invoke and Madness. And we'll talk about all these other... Oh, real quickly, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe right now, hit the like button, and comment down below. Hit the notifications to be notified when I have these videos, as well as when I do my live streams. So yeah, do that. Also, if you want to support the channel, whenever you buy anything on TCG Player, there's a TCG Player link down below. I keep forgetting to mention that, but that is a thing. So please click on the TCG Player link. Buy cardboard, because why not? You can't go out, you're stuck. And yeah, you know, buy YuGiOh cards. TCG Player supports the channel a little bit by that, and with the support, I can go ahead and add new things. Stay tuned to the end of the video. I'll discuss the newest thing I got. If you haven't checked out my community tab already, I'll talk about that actually. So up next we have Gate Blocker, another card, Dragons of Legends, Secret Rare. Yes, it got reprinted as Dual Devastator, but that's ultra rare. That's for the poor. Gate Blocker Secret Rare, originally coming out Dragons of Legends, is actually roughly around the same price point. With the 39-cent market price, you get a name in first edition version, roughly around 29 cents. $1 with shipping. I actually bought a playset yesterday. It cost me like $2. I got 3 of them, and then shipping was like another like 78 cents. So for $2, you could probably get a playset of Gate Blocker, or go to your locals whenever you do get a chance to go to your locals. And you can get this on the dollar binder, more than likely. So this card saw play recently in Emancipators in the OCG. What this card does is it negates effects of your opponent's field spell cards. Your opponent cannot place counters on cards on the field. Your opponent cannot target other monsters you control for card effect. It's not that bad of a card. I'm not a big fan of it, but I want it. I think this card can't see meta play in the future. I think it's an amazing card for Emancipators, and for Emancipators to have more cards to stop your opponent from doing their plays or to stop already established boards. It's pretty good. So I think this is a very good card that just needs the time in the meta to come, and once it does, we're going to see this card do a lot for the game. You also have Cyframe Gear Gamma. Now, this card originally printed at a high-speed release is an ultra rare with a $15 market price. First of all, this card needs a reprint. Like hi, Prismatic Effect Veil, it has a zillion reprints. We didn't need that. You could have made it Prismatic Cyframe Gear Gamma. Nobody would have been like boo about it. Nobody probably would have played it. But yeah, it would have been another reprint, which this card desperately needs. Anyway, looking at Cyframe Gear Gamma with a $15 current market price, I think this card is a phenomenal hand trap. In fact, I think this is probably one of the best hand trap wise going game 2, going first, going second hand traps. Realistically, going first. I'm sorry, going second. Because your opponent's going to try to do their combos. You're going to gamma them at the right time. They're going to be looking at a Call by the Grave. And then somehow there's going to be a tear in the card. And you're going to be like, me too, Call by the Grave. And then this is going to get bodied. The card also has a reprint recently in Extreme 4 Super Rare. Little fun note. This is a special edition card. And this is one thing about special editions that I always want. I always wish we had more of. But we didn't. More meta-relevant cards in special editions. Sometimes we get them, sometimes we don't, and I don't know if Konami's doing this on purpose or just totally missing the beat, just cause, you know, it's hard to kind of get these cards early in advance. Let's say sets are worked into like 6 months. 6 months you have to project what card's gonna be wanted in a special edition. It is pretty hard, I do get it, but looking at Cyframe Gear Gamma or Super Rare with a $9 market price, it's roughly around $9. The boxes came in, it's $10. Came with 3 packs, another promotion card. So I really do think that everything we have a discussion about this card desperately needing to be a card that you know you need to get, but as well as a card you might not want to get, because why would you want this card now when there's a good chance it's going to get reprinted? Last printing has been in a special edition, so why would you want to get this card now? So there's an argument for both sides, but I think Amazon once again is a phenomenal card. I think this card with Imperm, it just nullifies Call by the Grave, and by doing the math of it all, 3 cards that does not work in your opponent's hand. And you're playing, let's say, your Cyframe Gear pack has 4 cards, your 3 infinite permanents, that's 7 cards, you're gonna stop your opponent's plays, and your opponent's gonna have Call by the Grave and doing nothing. So I like the math in this card, and I like the way the cards are structured as well. So I think, once again, this is a really good card. I think more technical players will be playing this card as the game comes back into the fold as far as physical Yu-Gi-Oh! We also have Rescue Rabbit out of Photon Shockwave, original print, secret rare, beautiful looking card. $16 market price, let you play unlimited, about $15. If you want a first edition, that's where it gets a little tricky. You're looking to pay like $23. There's another $23, and then it's $30 for first edition versions of Rescue Rabbit. Now, obviously, you're looking at this card and going, V, why did I like this? Why do you want to show me this card? Because this card belongs in no meta deck right now. That doesn't say this card cannot belong in a meta deck in the future. This card's insane, and I think this card has a great amount of potential that's not being seen. Yes, it has other reprints, super rares, I believe common as well. Yeah, a common, super rare, a collector's 10, but I'm talking about the secret rare because max rarity and rarity horse need to eat. Looking at Risky Rabbit, I think this is a phenomenal card. I really do think the value of this card is relatively low right now, but can quickly spike up in value. There's only 2 pages on TCG Player of Lightly Played in near mint, and for a good amount of time, they stabilize around the 30s up and until they hit the 40s, almost their 50s at the bottom of the page. So once again, this is a good card. Don't be surprised this card eventually gets bought out. I wouldn't be. I don't even own this card, but I think it's going to be a card that can easily be bought out. Then we have Instant Fusion at an OTS Tournament Pack 4, Ultimate Rare with a $62 market price. It's actually around 56 bucks, 57. I think this card's really good still. I think a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players that are looking to play any deck that you can run Predator, Planet, Verdict, Anaconda can easily throw in an Instant Fusion. I mean, if you're running Anaconda and you're looking to play other fusions, why not throw an Instant Fusion? It's still a very good card. And I think that's something that a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players are looking at. And I think that Anaconda's not going to be in the ban list, I think, but though we can make a good argument about Super Poly being on the ban list. Again. But overall, I do think this is a good card, and I do think this card will see meta play. In fact, I pointed to Terraforming the other day. Is that Terraform Ultimate Rare? No, it's still Alot. Ultimate Rare Terraforming the other day being very, very high after it went to 1. It tanked in value and went up. And I do think Instant Fusion can have the same kind of movement where it tanks in value. We're seeing it tank in value. It was a lot more before this, by the way. It was around the 80s. But we can see it go up again once you start seeing any kind of meta play. So keep your eye on Ultimate Rare Instant Fusion. I do think this card is going to move up in the market. Once again, it's Ultimate Rare at an OTS Tournament Pack 4. It was once a meta-relevant card. I think you can see meta-relevancy in the future. And when that does happen, the value of this card will skyrocket again. Brain Control, Ultimate Rare. Out of the Lost Millennium with a $22 market price for the Ultimate version of this card. No, it's not almost none in the market. I mean, you can buy one right now for 40 bucks. Lightly Played First Edition. After that, 50 bucks? Sure. 60 bucks? Okay. And then there's $200 for a foreign version of the card. So, I think Ultimate Rare Brain Control is relatively hard to find, even though it's seeing almost no play. The card kind of ratted to say it has to be a monster your opponent normal summon. And in today's meta, well, I don't think many decks can just normal summon and go, that's all I need on the board. That's my card. I'll set a couple of cards down. Very Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't think it can happen. Though I do think Brain Control is still a phenomenal card. I do think Ultimate Rare Brain Control being at what it is right now is relatively low. I mean, you get Brain Control Ultimate Rare for 40 bucks. It's a pretty good deal. It came out of Lost Millennium. Next, Weeping Idol at an Absolute Power Force. The only printing of this card, $2 in the market price. The value is roughly around $2. These are all unlimited. Let me see. Yeah, first edition is roughly around 3. Forward shipping for a common. This card's still really good. I think it's a great extender in the deck of Animancipators. And I think that's something that every Animancipator is looking at. I'm not sure how many you do need. I want to place it of this card, but I don't think you need 3. I mean, we're seeing builds that run 1, 2 at most. Nevertheless, it is a phenomenal extender in the Animancipator deck, as well as a card you can easily add to your hand with Block Dragon. If you can add this card Block Dragon, that's a free juice all day long. So I want to talk about one Ghost Rare almost every day, maybe every week. I'm not sure yet, guys, but I definitely want to always have a discussion about a Ghost Rare because I feel like that market is booming. Before this whole pandemic, stay in your house, the sun is bad, whole thing went down. I said, and I really want to hammer it home to you guys that collectors cards market is going to spike when we see a drop in the competitive market, which we did see. The competitive market has price spikes have been sporadic, but one thing that's not going to change is the amount of people going in and looking at the collector's market. Ghost Rares have been going up significantly in value because of this whole situation. And I don't think it's going to be going down anytime soon. Looking at Ghost Rare's Majestic Red Dragon, this card is trash. This card is absolute garbo. But it was printed Ghost Rare. It's a TV show card. $24 market price is what you wish you could have got this card at in the past. Now, Neiman Unlimited is about $60, and you want a first edition version of this absolutely terrible card, it's $130 for Majestic Red Dragon. I actually own this card. I hate this card. I hate this card. I think I bought mine long time ago, by the way. Long time. V had hair. A lot of hair. Man, I had hair everywhere. I think I bought it for like 10 bucks, 15 bucks. And the guy laughed at me. I still remember buying the card, the kid looking to his buddy and going, look at this idiot. Look at this dumbass. Majestic Red Dragon Ghost Rare First Edition. What an idiot. Well, to that guy who's probably not watching, who's laughing now? You can still laugh, this card's terrible, but it's a good collector's card, and I think that's something that everyone that goes in and buys Majestic Red Dragon is thinking about. They're not thinking about, oh, what do I need? Majestic Dragon? Nah. Red Dragon Archfiend? Okay. One non-tuna monster? Okay. This card cannot be destroyed by card. I never read this card, by the way. This card cannot be destroyed by card effects. If this card attacks, destroy all defense position monsters on the field after damage calculations. Once per turn, you can negate the effect of one face-up monster your opponent controls and have this. Yeah, it's card. I mean, it's a nifty effect, but what you have to go through to get it out. The minute you do that and get out, you're like, I did it. Your phone's like, all right. You still lose. Like, I don't know. Anyway, collect this card. So let's talk about Magic Ruler. Oh, I should really say Spell Ruler because a Wizard of the Coast had to be a bunch of butthurt babies and go, Magic, we want to own everything that's Magic. All right, go yell at David Blaine. Anyway, Magic Ruler is probably one of the greatest sets this game has ever seen. And the reason why is because old people like me, when this set first came out, when you were young V, hair V, once again, had a lot, I wasn't bald, I had a lot of hair. I actually enjoyed the crap out of this set because I had so many amazing cards out of it. Not only did I have so many amazing cards, you gotta realize, guys, this came out during a time of the TV show. My favorite all-time bad guy in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is Maximilian Pegasus. Easily. I mean, yes, we could talk about Marek Ishtar. He's dope too. We could talk about darts. We're not going to. But Pegasus easily is my favorite bad guy. I actually have two posters behind me filming this video. And one of them is Maximilian Pegasus. I love him that much. I think he's such a cool bad guy. I like the way he was because it was the first time I think I've ever noticed a character in an anime that was a bad guy, but when they talked about him, in his mind, he was a good guy. And Naruto really drove that home, the anime. I mean, Naruto does it with almost every bad guy now. It's almost common now. Most animes are like, he's bad, but here, look why he was good. Pegasus was the first one I was like, dude, he's actually a good guy in his mind. And I like that about him. It gave a duality to the character that we've really not seen. Because, I mean, he did rob Grandpa. Yugi's grandpa just took his soul from a VHS tape. Gangster, by the way. He did a lot of crazy things. But he's also doing it because he loves his wife. And I really like that a lot. Something about that character. I was like, yeah, if I lost my wife, yeah, stealing old man's soul? Dude, I'd stab an old man if I lost my wife. And I could get her back? My wife died, I could get her back? Oh, dude, done. Whatever it takes. So, I kind of like that about Pegasus. And then again, he has tunes, which I like a lot as well, because they're tunes. He's like Kaiba's Blue Eyes and made Blue Eyes Toon Dragon. And just laughed at Kaiba. And Kaiba's sitting there all like mad. He's like, yeah, Kaiba, I took the card that you went crazy for, and made it into a cartoon. That's how gangsta I am, bro. He did it with like everything. He did it with like Summon Skull. Anyway, I can talk about Pegasus all day long. I'm a big fanboy of that character. But looking into Magic Ruler, it debuted a bunch of great cards. But what I really want to talk about today, and I keep forgetting about because I'm, like I said, Pegasus fanboying it over here, is cards like Blue Eyes Toon Dragon. And how the fact that these cards are going up in value, one, because collectors from the show, two, because Magic Ruler was like one of the first sets ever released. I think it was the third set or fourth set ever released. I could be wrong. Maybe the second set now I'm thinking about it because of Relinquish. But Blue Eyes Toon Dragon is a card that when it came out was trash. People liked to have it, but didn't want it. And the value was nowhere near where it was then, where it is now. In fact, the market price is still showing the card to be roughly around $37. Well, looking right here, unlimited copies are $91. In fact, if you want a first edition copy, you're going to pay $264 for a Blue Eyes Toon Dragon. Why would you pay that? Collectability. Nobody really builds tunes at the moment and goes, I can't wait to destroy my regionals. You're probably not gonna do really good, but hey, you'll look good doing it. Listen, I think that tunes have a chance with the new tune set coming out soon. Hopefully tunes will see meta play. I'm actually really rooting for them this time. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I would love if it does happen. And other tune cards that were once looked at and laughed at, like Toon Mermaid and Toon Summon Skull, we can actually see any kind of meta play and meta relevance. And if that does happen, we might see Blue Eyes Toon Dragon hit even crazy high price points. Then again, if we're going to be really honest with ourselves, we might see Blue Eyes Toon Dragon and other Toon cards spike in value insanely high, because as collectors grow in the game, which they have been growing for years, they're going to go out the cards in Magic Ruler. They're going to go after Blue Eyes Toon Dragon first edition. And $264 is a joke compared to what it's going to be in the future. Anyway, before I end this video real quick, guys, I want to say, I changed my audio settings. Hopefully you guys do like it. I've been using the Blue Yeti for a very long while. It's actually the microphone I'm using, the microphone I'm using in this video. That is right there. Let's see, okay. Sorry, makes any real scuff noise. And I'm gonna be saying goodbye to this microphone. I'm really sad because, well, a couple of things. One, I found a good plugin to make my sound sound a lot better. Hopefully, you guys can notice the difference. If not, check out my previous video. But two, I'm going to be getting a new mic setup. I have to learn new things, a better mic setup. But whenever you get something better from this degree, you know significant differences. So with quality, when it comes to video editing equipment, the more you pay, the less big of a difference you do get. But you do get a difference. So I think that's something important to note, guys. And like I said, hopefully I'll have my new mic set up soon, within a week, and I can show you that difference. I'll be shipping this one off to my older brother so he can do his videos on his YouTube channel, and yeah, and he could just do his his content. But I really do like microphones. In fact, probably my favorite thing. Even though I love my camera, I love the quality it does, I'm a big fan of microphones because the biggest jumps I ever gotten in YouTube was whenever I changed and upgraded and made my microphone quality sound better. That's probably the most noticeable jump. So if you're an aspiring YouTuber, that's like the #1 thing you need to focus on. Yes, the audio, the camera, and you need to look nice, whatever. The microphone is always going to be better. People will settle for crappy quality if they can hear you at the best way possible, the most clearest, crispest way possible. And I think that's something really interesting to note there, guys. So I'll probably do a video about all the equipment I use for my YouTube channel and all the equipment I'm looking to upgrade. I'll talk about a whole entire video. I've been talking about it for a while, but I'll probably do that video up soon for you guys, because I think it's really important for you guys to see the equipment I use and what I'm looking to use and stuff like that. Because why not? Because whenever you ask any other YouTuber, they more or less don't really want to tell you. But I'll tell you every single thing I use and how I go about doing it. Anyway, Paisanos, I really appreciate you guys for my videos. Please make sure to subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Hit the like button, comment down below, answer the comment question of the day, hit the notification bell. It's your boy V, and you Paisanos, well, you guys also have a great day.